Imagine owning a tiny piece of Apple, a tiny piece of Microsoft, a tiny piece of Amazon, a tiny piece of Coca-Cola. Now imagine owning pieces of thousands of the world's biggest companies. It sounds impossible, but there is one company whose name appears almost everywhere in the global stock market. That company is BlackRock. If you've never heard of BlackRock, you're not alone. It doesn't make smartphones. It doesn't sell cars. It doesn't run social media. Yet it helps manage more money than almost any other investment company in the world. Because of that, many people claim BlackRock secretly owns the world. But is that really true? Or is the story much more complicated? By the end of this video, you'll understand what BlackRock actually does, why it became so powerful, and why its name appears in thousands of companies around the world. To understand BlackRock, we need to go back to 1988. That year, Larry Fink and a group of partners started a new investment company in New York. Their goal wasn't to build the biggest company in the world. Their goal was much simpler. They wanted to help people invest their money while carefully managing risk. At first, BlackRock was a small company with only a handful of employees. Very few people had heard its name.
But the company focused on something many investors wanted: trust. When people invest their savings, they want someone who will protect their money and make smart decisions. BlackRock built its reputation by doing exactly that. As more clients joined, more money flowed into the company. Then even more clients arrived. The company continued growing year after year. But here's something many people misunderstand. BlackRock usually doesn't invest its own money. Instead, it manages money that belongs to other people. Imagine giving your savings to a professional gardener. The gardener doesn't own your garden. They simply take care of it. BlackRock works in a very similar way. It manages investments for retirement funds, teachers, firefighters, universities, insurance companies, businesses, and millions of everyday investors. When these clients invest through BlackRock, the company buys shares on their behalf. That's an important difference. Managing money and owning money are not the same thing. As BlackRock gained more clients, it began managing larger and larger investment funds. Those funds bought shares in thousands of companies: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Meta, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Disney, McDonald's, and many more. This is why people often see BlackRock listed as one of the largest shareholders in famous companies. But does that mean BlackRock owns those companies? Not exactly. Think about 10 friends putting their money together to buy a pizza restaurant. One friend handles all the paperwork and manages the investment. That person isn't the true owner of everyone's money. They're simply managing it. BlackRock plays a similar role. It buys investments using money provided by millions of clients. Because those investments are so large, BlackRock often becomes one of the biggest shareholders in many public companies. Still, those companies usually have thousands or even millions of shareholders. BlackRock is only one of them. Other large investment firms, pension funds, company founders, and individual investors also own shares. Together, they influence company decisions. This is why the phrase "BlackRock owns everything" can be misleading. The reality is much more complex. Another reason BlackRock became so successful wasn't just money. It was technology. The company built a powerful investment management system called Aladdin. Despite its name, Aladdin isn't magic. It's advanced financial software. Imagine trying to monitor millions of investments across different countries, industries, and currencies every single second. That would be almost impossible for humans alone. Aladdin helps analyze investments, measure financial risks, and provide information that investors can use when making decisions. Over time, many financial institutions began using this technology. That made BlackRock even more important within the financial world. Then came one of the biggest financial disasters in modern history: the 2008 financial crisis. Banks collapsed. Housing prices crashed. Stock markets fell sharply. Millions of people lost jobs, savings, and homes. Governments and financial institutions needed experts who understood complicated investments. BlackRock had years of experience analyzing financial assets. Because of that expertise, it was asked to provide advisory services during the crisis. Its reputation grew even stronger. More institutions trusted BlackRock. More investors joined. More money flowed into the company. What had started as a small investment firm in 1988 had become one of the largest asset managers on Earth. Today, BlackRock manages trillions of dollars in investments for clients around the world. That amount is larger than the economies of many countries. Naturally, this raises important questions. Should one investment manager have so much influence? How much power should giant financial companies have? Should firms like BlackRock vote on behalf of millions of investors? These are questions that economists, governments, investors, and businesses continue to debate. Some people believe companies like BlackRock have become too influential. Others argue that BlackRock is simply doing the job its clients hired it to do. There isn't one simple answer. The debate continues because the financial system itself is incredibly complex. So, did BlackRock secretly buy the world? Not really. BlackRock generally doesn't own most of the money it manages. That money belongs to pension funds, retirement accounts, businesses, governments, and millions of individual investors. BlackRock's role is to manage those investments. Because it manages such enormous amounts of money, its name appears among the largest shareholders of thousands of companies. That gives it significant influence. But influence and ownership are not the same thing. Understanding that difference helps explain why BlackRock is often misunderstood. The modern financial system is built on relationships between investors, companies, and asset managers. BlackRock is one of the biggest players in that system.